Hello BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with the Anything But Books tag. As per usual, I was not actually tagged by anybody in this, but I have seen it going around quite a bit on BookTube, and I really wanted to do it because the question sounded like a lot of fun. So, let's jump right in and get started. Number 1, name a cartoons that you love. I'm not a big cartoon watcher, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of TV, I don't watch a lot of movies, but I do have a couple favorites that I wanted to talk about. For one, Looney Tunes. I have always been more of a Looney Tunes than a Disney person. Mickey Mouse always just seemed like kind of wimpy to me, whereas Bugs Bunny had an attitude, and I always liked that attitude. But it was funny, my little niece, who's 7, she was watching Coyote and the Roadrunner one day. I was over at my mom's house, and she was there as well visiting Nan and Grandpa, and she was watching it, and I realized how violent those actually were. I never realized that before. But I have some favorite movies from back when I was a kid. Alice in Wonderland from Disney. I love the Disney version. Not that horrible thing that Tim Burton did. I'm sorry, I don't like that Alice in Wonderland version. It's far too dark. And I know the story is dark, but it was a little too dark. The other one is The Last Unicorn, which was a fantastic movie. I have a copy of it somewhere on DVD, and I have no idea where it is. The other one that was from my childhood, which was an absolute favorite, is The Secret of NIMH. If you guys remember this one at all, I loved this movie. I still do, and I want to rewatch it now. And of course, come on, it's my generation, The Simpsons. I mean, not just The Simpsons movie, but The Simpsons TV show. I can quote lines from this like you guys would not understand. Like, just coming up in conversation, I can throw a Simpsons quote. I love it. It's still one of my absolute favorite shows. The later seasons, not so great, but those first bunch of seasons were absolutely fantastic. Next question. What is your favorite song right now? Bar at the End of the World by Kenny Chesney. From his Cosmic Hallelujah album, his new one, anything by Kenny Chesney, I absolutely love. But that song is just, it's got such an island vibe, and it's absolutely fantastic. Another favorite right now is Thunder in the Rain by Kane Brown, who's another country singer. I am actually going to see him in concert on June 2nd with my manager at work. Both of us are into country music, and she got tickets. It's actually Jason Aldean that we're going to see, and Kane Brown and Chris, oh my gosh, what's his name? Chris Young. And Chris Young are opening, so I'm very much looking forward to that, so yes. But if you're not a big fan of country music, check out Kenny Chesney, because like I said, a lot of his stuff tends to have a more islandy vibe, and it's a lot of fun. Especially for summer. His music is great for the summertime. Number 3, what could you do for hours that isn't reading? Knitting. Number 4, what is something that you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? You guys know I knit. You guys know I read. The other thing that you might not know is that I actually read tarot cards. I've been reading tarot cards since I was 13. I got my first deck for my 13th birthday from my mom, of all people. She used to belong to one of those book clubs where you would like order so many books for a penny each, or you get kind of like the Columbia House Music thing, but with books. And I had seen the kit, and it came with like the book and the cards, and my mom's like, and I'm like, can I have? She's like, oh yeah, absolutely. So I've been reading them for that long, which would be what, 20? Let's not do the math. 20 some odd years. So I have several decks now, and I'm addicted to tarot card decks as well. I think they're just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. This is one of the decks that I have. Another one that I have, let me just try and find a good card here to show you guys. Like, the Queen of Swords. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely love it. And this is my newest deck. I bought this off of Etsy, actually, and it was from a local artist. Like, I'm not kidding, like 3 streets over from me. I was actually kind of miffed when I bought the deck because I had to pay like $12 in shipping, and I'm not kidding you. I could walk to where she lives, like where it was delivered from. And I'm like, I understand you don't want to meet somebody off the internet because you don't know who's crazy, and I get that. We met at a coffee shop, and I could have given you $5 for coming out, like, instead of paying $12. But anyway, this is the Animal Tarot, and each card is a different animal. So there's the Nine of Wands. It's an elephant. Sorry, that was kind of upside down. The Six of Pentacles. It's a crocodile. But this is my favorite. Again, harking back to that Simpsons that I was just talking about. There was a great Simpsons episode that Hugh Grant guested his voice, and it was from the future. It was Lisa's wedding, if any of you remember it. And she goes to the tarot card reader, and the card that they pull is the happy squirrel. Well, the happy squirrel is in this deck, and that's the entire reason I bought this, because I had to have that. It's come up quite a bit in pop culture, having that happy squirrel card, like the Two of Swords. Isn't that gorgeous? If any of you are ever interested in tarot or reading the tarot or learning how to, I do have a book here. I kind of pulled it out so I could show you guys. It is called The Ultimate Guide to Tarot by Liz Dean. This is an extremely comprehensive guide. I have it for reference because I haven't read in a number of years. I have had a business on Etsy doing readings, but it's not something I've done in a while. And I'm looking to get back into it and kind of rehoning my skills. So these are great. Like, every card is given its own page, and with reversed meanings and all kinds of things. So it's a great, great resource if you're looking to get into that. So that's the kind of long answer to that question. Number 5, what is your favorite unnecessary specific thing to learn about? This can do with books, I guess. I seem to be drawn to learning about, and I don't know why, the Salem witch trials. I don't know why I have this thing about it, but I have for a long time. Back when I was 17, so 20 years ago, when I was in high school, I actually took a class trip to Boston, Massachusetts, which was a thrill for me because of the amount of American history. I was taking an American history and literature class in high school, and that was the trip we got to go on. And we were there for like 3 or 4 days, and one of the afternoons we had like free time where we could do whatever we wanted. I wanted to go up to Salem. I so badly wanted to go to Salem. I just wanted to see it, to be there for some reason. I don't know what draws me there or why, but it's kind of I'm getting very woo right now with the tarot cards and the whole talk about Salem. Am I not? I promise I'm not like that weird. But, maybe I am. You guys don't know. And there would be nothing wrong with that if I was. But I'm just drawn to Salem, and I wanted to go, and I asked my teacher. Now, I was the oldest one in my class. I think I was 18 at the time. No, I was 17 at the time. Almost 18. Or I just turned 17. But most of my classmates were 15, 16 years old, and I was taking the class to kind of get the credits, plus I wanted to do it because it was a newly offered class at the time, and it was only that 1 year that they offered it, and I'm so glad I got in on it. But anyway, they wouldn't let me do it because it was too far away, and, liability reasons with the school, and if something happened to me, and I totally get it now as an adult, but as a teenager, I was like, nah. But my husband and I keep saying we're going to get down to Boston, and I do want to go to Salem. I have a lot of nonfiction books written about Salem. I have a lot of fiction books that kind of take place in Salem, and I don't know why, but I'm just fascinated with the history. I just think it's, again, fascinating. It's amazing. Number 6, what is something unusual you know how to do? A lot of people think it's weird I can raise my one eyebrow. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I had to get up there for a minute and grab something because I totally forgot something for this question. Name something that you've made in the last year and show us if you can. Well, you guys know I show you my knitting. But this is something that I made like last year and you guys have never seen. But I want to show it because it's one of my favorite things I've ever made. And the pattern is called For the Love of Rainbows, and it's a shawl. It's huge, guys. Like, I mean, absolutely huge. And I just love it. I'll put it on. Show it off. Styling these things can be difficult, but yeah. Hold on. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love it. So yeah, I made this last year. It's one of my favorite finished objects. I wear it all the time because it like goes with everything, like with all these bright colors in it. So yeah, so this is one of my favorite finished objects in the last like year or so. Next question. What is your most recent personal project? These socks that I'm wearing, I just finished knitting. I just started another sweater. I already have one on the needles. I've started another one. Number 9, tell us something you think about often, maybe while staring out the window. What can I knit next? What can I read next? Where am I going to find time to knit all the things I want to knit and read all the books I want to read? I have simple needs, people. Simple needs. Number 10, give us something that's your favorite, but make it oddly specific. Not like your favorite food, but your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forget to eat. ridiculously weird question. But I think a lot of people answered this as a food question too, and I just thought I'd go with something that's a little weird that most of you probably have never heard of. Sorry, it's warm in here. Or would never think about eating, but it's like my very favorite thing of all time now. My hair's all staticky. And that is, as I call it, macaroni and cottage cheese. I grew up eating it. It's a comfort food to me. If I'm sick, well, you really shouldn't have that much dairy when you're sick, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you're just, that's my version of comfort food. And essentially, my grandmother is Polish. She immigrated from Poland when she was 3, and she makes pierogies, and they're like my favorite thing ever. And she makes like homemade dough and everything. But unlike the ones that you get at the store that are like cheese filled or potato filled, grandma's are cottage cheese filled with bacon. And then when she makes them, like she boils them as they normally would be, but then literally sticks them in the frying pan so they get a nice kind of crisp to them. Get hungry just thinking about it. But anyway, we had, and my dad coined this term because we grew up eating this. This is like a family meal to us. And we call it poor man's pierogies. Like, pierogies take a long time to make, and she makes them in batches, and then we have them at, like, the holidays and stuff like that. But what we call poor man's pierogies are elbow macaroni noodles, so we boil the noodles as if you would make those noodles anytime. Drain them, of course, add a little margarine or butter, and then a scoop of cottage cheese, just like the cottage cheese that you get in the container at the grocery store, and then bacon. We always make bacon to go with it. We chop it up into, like, pieces, and then you mix it all together, guys. My mother just thinks we're absolutely loopy because she did not grow up eating this. But my dad did, and I did, and my brother does. Even my niece now, they've gotten her eating it, and she loves it. I have it at least once a week. Again, it's a comfort food for me, and it's weird, but I wanted to share it with you guys. If you're interested, try it out. It's really good. It doesn't seem like it. Like, I think it's odd. Like, I go to the grocery store, and you know you can get the cottage cheese, and it's got fruit in the bottom? For me to have cottage cheese with something sweet seems very, very weird. To me, it belongs with something savory like bacon, not with something like peaches. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so that's it. That's that tag. The next question was to tag anybody. I didn't get tagged in this, so I don't think I should tag anybody, but if you haven't done this tag and you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. Post in the comments below if you do this video so I can go watch your video. And until my next one, guys, take care and happy reading. Bye.